Hi, we're going to talk about the integration Malware Patrol has made for some of its data feeds to be compatible with Fortinet Fortigate firewalls. We have formatted 5 of our feeds that are now compatible with the Fortinet Fortigate next generation firewall. And before we begin showing you how this integration can be accomplished in the FortiGate interface, we're going to tell you a little bit about Malware Patrol. We were founded in 2005 by basically a group of security enthusiasts that would share malicious URLs and emails that became block lists that were hosted by what became Malware Patrol. And eventually we developed commercial services and added various IOCs and different types of data feeds. And that began around 2014. We're focused solely on threat intelligence, so we put all of our efforts and resources into our data, making sure that it is of the highest quality possible, and also that it is available to our customers in the formats that they need. By that, we mean we are able to customize to our customers' ingestion specifications. We can build new feeds or compose new feeds from the data that we already have upon request, and usually at no cost. And we also make sure that we're compatible with the industry's best tools, solutions, vendors, hence the integration with Fortinet. We collect intelligence in a variety of ways, sensors and crawlers, spam traps, honeypots. We have sharing agreements that we've developed along the years, during our time working in the security community. We also have contributors from the community, and by our community we mean people who are subscribed to our block lists and who use them. So in addition to subscribing and receiving data from us, they also share data with us, and threat analysts as well. Our intelligence is unique in a few different ways. We believe that it is extremely fresh, and we monitor every indicator every day. So that means that we visit every URL. DNS is resolved several times a day, and that is to make sure that maliciousness is still hosted if it's in our feed. So that reduces the number of false positives and false alerts. Our crawlers and tools that have been used have really had many years to become intelligent. They've been out there for a very long time looking for malicious links and binaries and such. So they're very smart by now. And the community data that I mentioned, we have people subscribed to our block list from basically in 175 countries. So that means our data is very geographically diverse, because this is the community that also shares data back with us. We're now correlating with MITRE ATT&CK and malware behavioral catalog whenever possible to make sure that customers have the context and information about TTPs that is so crucial to be able to respond and understand the threats that they encounter in their environment. This is a list of the enterprise data feeds that we offer at this point. And of these, we have 5 integrated with Fortinet. Our feeds, and particularly those that we have the integration with Fortinet for, protect against malware, ransomware, and phishing. So our URLs, domains, and IPs, and we'll see these later as we go through the integration process or the adding them to the security fabric. But these prevent initial infections and credential theft. So blocking or knowing about these in the environment will allow you to know if a threat is present, and also can prevent your users from actually going out to malicious websites and being infected initially. Also in this data set are domains and URLs for command and control servers, so DGAs and C2s, and so these will protect from communication with the command and control infrastructure. That will prevent, for example, the download of additional payloads, data exfiltration, and lateral movement. So as soon as the malware begins to move through the kill chain, it will download and access more information and receive more instructions if it's allowed to make communication with the C2 infrastructure. So blocking access or knowing that one of your machines is trying to communicate one of those will also tell you that you may have an infection. And our DGA and C2 feeds cover about 130 malware and ransomware families, so a very thorough coverage. Additionally, customers can use not in Fortinet, our newly registered domains feed and the phishing feeds to search for lookalike domains and other brand infringement attempts. So that's just a little bit about Malware Patrol. Because we are threat intelligence folks, we really believe that threat intelligence added to a tool such as Fortinet, even though it's highly reputable and has a great amount of data, that there are just too many threats, and they are very complex these days. And so adding a layer or diversifying the IOCs that you use and the threat intelligence that you use, or that anyone uses in the security industry, is just a wise move. And that's why we believe that customers, even with a product as reputable and dependable as Fortinet, can also benefit from adding our threat intelligence to their feeds, to their platform and their firewalls. Now to show you how this can be done, logging into the FortiGate interface, you navigate to the security fabric and the external connectors. And for the sake of this exercise, to make it a little shorter, I've already added 3 of these feeds, but I'll go through the process of adding 1 more, and the process is exactly the same for all of them. So this can be followed to add the other types of feeds. We go through to name it. The URL here is found in the customer portal. So Malware Patrol customers have a customer portal, and the URL for the FortiGate formatted feed is available to them, and then they enter their credentials. We update our feeds on an hourly basis, so I'm making our refresh rate here, entering a refresh rate of 61 minutes. Customers can make that decision. And so, see, these guys already have valid entries here as you hover over them. I'm just going to refresh the IP feed to make sure that it grabs everything and everything is synced properly. And now to begin, we'll go to policy and objects and the firewall policy. And for this exercise, we're just going to create a new one. All of this depending on the environment, of course, and customer specifications. This is just a test environment here, so we don't have everything set up. Destination, Malware Patrol IPs, service all, and here you want to deny. So this will be denying access to these, or adding this list of malicious IPs to the firewall and making sure that access to them is denied. And done. Next thing here, to use the other feeds, they can be applied here in the security profiles. In the antivirus capability, for the sake of this exercise, just going to modify the default and use an external malware block list. Going to specify and add Malware Patrol malicious hashes to that. Okay, next, the web filter. Also going to modify the default profile. Malware Patrol URLs already in here. We're going to make sure that access to them is blocked. These are malicious URLs known to host malware binaries, for example, so blocking access here. Clicking OK, and done. Last but not least, the DNS filter, modifying this profile finding Malware Patrol feed listed in the category-based filter here. It's at the very bottom. Here's Malware Patrol malicious domains. And here we'll also make sure that these are blocked. And so in this section here is to redirect to the block portal. And that is done. So for our users and customers, we have created a configuration guide found on our website under Resources, Setup Guides, and then you'll see the configuration guides here, and the FortiGate configuration guide is available. We thank you for watching.